Hi, and welcome to the presentation, The Use of Rubrics in Reimagine, Technology Strategic Plan for Parish Episcopal School, Fall 2017. My name is Ann Morgan. Parish Episcopal School is a private, independent K-12 school in Dallas, Texas. The rationale for this strategic plan is based on the fact that Parish is in the middle of a broader strategic plan in which it is moving its entire curriculum from standards-based education to competency-based education. This broader movement is titled Reimagine. We are in year 3 of this process, and the hope of the administrators was to begin integrating redesigned rubrics into the new curriculum. Therefore, the purpose of this specific strategic plan is to identify the best practices for the role of rubrics in Reimagine, that is, in the transition to competency-based education. The limitations to this project are that I am only considering the views and inputs of middle school and upper school teachers at this time, and I am not involving the K through 4th grade teachers. The stakeholders involved in this process are myself, Mark Addington, the Dean of Academics, and Paul Tidmore, the Educational Specialist at Parish. We three are by far the most involved in this process and the ones with the most at stake, or the most invested. Paul Tidmore ultimately has been identified as the project manager and will oversee the timely implementation of the proposed strategic plan. Our two major administrators are Dave Monaco, our head of school, and Michelle Lyon, our assistant head of school. The idea of moving to competency-based education was initially Dave Monaco's idea, but he had tasked Michelle Lyon with bringing it into fruition, and she is the one who came up with the ideas for Reimagine. We have identified 6 teachers across various disciplines to help us implement this first round of rubric strategic planning. These are teachers drawn from art, dance, world languages, math, social studies, English, and science, upper school and middle school teachers. Other stakeholders as we move forward in the process will be the other teachers at Parish, the students as well, and other staff, in particular the IT staff that might have to help manage new issues regarding problems and issues as they arise. The technology vision. As Parish embraces a curriculum shift toward competency-based education, it recognizes the opportunity and benefit provided by educational technologies to assist in this process and ultimately to implement successfully. Through the use of technology, and in particular an online gradebook and LMS that addresses our specific needs as identified through this strategic plan, the Parish faculty will be able to do the following 3 things: create consistent, personalized rubrics for their courses, manage and store those rubrics in the easy-to-navigate database, and to link those rubrics to an assignment through an I can statement, which we also call performance indicators, through easy-to-read comments for feedback. The questions asked in our technology evaluation were, how are you currently, you being the teachers, using rubrics in the classroom and in the online learning management system? And we are currently using a system known as On Campus. What is the role of rubrics that you envision in the implementation of Reimagine? And what is the available technology for creating and storing rubrics online and applying rubrics to grades? And one might be able to see here how the questions themselves sort of beg their own audience. So the first question is very much directed at teachers. The second question is very much directed at our administrators. And the third question is looking for the expertise of Paul Tidmore and also Mark Addington, who has been shopping around for various other learning management systems over the past year. In order to evaluate these questions and our technology, I created a Google survey that was sent around to upper and middle school teachers. I conducted interviews with Michelle Lyon, Mark Addington, and Paul Tidmore. I had one-on-one and small group interviews with teachers. I created an email survey that was sent around to other sister schools who are also considering competency-based education. And I did archival research looking at our current online database of rubrics and reading scholarship on best practices for rubric use. These are some of the results of the Google survey. We had 25 respondents, and the overall picture that I came away with is variety and flexibility. Teachers are using rubrics for a wide range of assignments, and they are also creating those rubrics to look very differently from one another, from the point scale that is being used to how those points translate into actual grades within the grade book. This theme of flexibility is something that came up as well in our survey with other sister schools. It was also identified in the comments and interviews with Michelle Lyon, who wanted consistency across the board, but also wanted to create something that would allow for a teacher to be an individual. It is my thinking, was my recommendation as well, given conversations with teachers, that allowing for individualization would be the best means of getting widespread adoption of any new practices. In order to identify our technology needs, we had very related questions. How are rubrics currently being used? What is the model for rubric use? And what technology is available? In order to find this information, we started with our initial data. This is surveys, interviews, and research. And then we used two styles of small group meetings in order to identify our general areas of needs through DACM. And then Moscow allowed us to prioritize our needs from must to should to could to won't. These meetings consisted of myself, Mark Addington, Paul Tidmore, Michelle Lyon, and the 6 first-round teachers implementing these rubrics in the fall. We determined that our needs were to develop a shareable template for the creation of consistent yet individualized rubrics, to create a well-organized and easily searchable online database for managing those rubrics, and to purchase a functional and adaptable learning management system and gradebook that accommodates our determined use of rubrics. Our action plan begins with the identification of the gap, and that is we currently have no consistency with rubric use, and we have a learning management system that fails to apply rubrics as we see them needed to our transition to competency-based education, nor does our management system currently have the capacity to organize rubrics in a database that is easily searchable. Our hardware is more than sufficient, but we do need a new learning management system with an online gradebook component. Staff development will take place over time in small groups, only to be more widespread as the process develops, and it will be managed by Paul Tidmore. Facilities and maintenance, there is more than enough facility space at Parish in order to facilitate proper staff development, and our maintenance staff, our maintenance through IT is capable and willing to undertake this transition. Our finances right now, we are currently spending $6,000 a year on our present LMS system. That is available for any new purchases, as well as $3,000 in flexible spending that can be used for additional management software or for staff development. Our evaluation plan includes methods of a success map, as seen here, which can be used as a checklist, and then interviews and surveys done periodically to make sure that the goals are being met in a way that it satisfies the teachers involved in the process. Our timeline begins in this December at our next faculty meeting, in which the new rubric template will be provided to the prototype teachers. It will be implemented for the first time in the February of 2018 and evaluated in the spring. Over the summer, we hope to purchase our new LMS and have broader implementation in the fall. Finally, full training in the summer of 2019 and full implementation by the fall of 2019 with regular and periodic interviews and follow-up surveys as we progress. Thank you very much for your time.